Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Year the Batman. Today's BTAS episode is Batgirl Returns. And then, so this episode, it's weird because it's a season finale, and Batman is, I mean, he's kind of in it, but the only time he's in it is as a dream or as Bruce Wayne. So I don't know what, like I said, I'm only watching this in the DVD order, not the release order, so I don't know if this is for certain the season finale, but if it wasn't, I don't know why the hell they would make it the season finale. Um, so it starts off Batman, he's getting his ass kicked by Joker, Penguin, and Two Face. And then out of nowhere, Batgirl, she comes in, she starts kicking all their asses. And her and Batman like are about to kiss, and then um, she hears Dick's voice call out, and then she wakes up. And I'm just like, all right, that was a choice. I definitely wasn't expecting that the first few scenes, but yeah, she was dreaming about being intimate with Batman. So yeah, I don't know. I just of the Batman ships, that one I don't find as egregious. I'm still against it, but compared to Catwoman and Talia, I'll take that one. But I'd much rather her be with Dick. In all honesty, I think they have much better chemistry, and it shows in this episode too that they really work well together. Um, so yeah, moving on. So it's the middle of the night, and then for whatever reason, she gets a newspaper and some mail delivered to her. And on the front page, it's about how a cat statue, a jade cat statue, was just recently taken. And so she's like, okay, well, I'm kind of bored, even though I'm studying for midterms. Maybe Batgirl should make an appearance. So she goes there and to the scene of the crime and finds Catwoman, and she's like, "Aha! Returning to the scene of the crime." And Catwoman's like, "No, that's fucking stupid. I'm trying to see who stole it." And she's like, "All right, fair play, yeah." So what do you got? And she's like, "Well, the wires for this thing were cut with acid, and I would just use my claws to get to that glass. So that's what I got." And then Robin comes in. He's like, "Hey, you fucks, what are you doing?" And they're like, "We're investigating the crime. What are you doing?" He's like, "Fuck you. I'm gonna get Catwoman." So he chases after Catwoman. The Catwoman throws like a net on him, and she escapes. And Batgirl's like, "Robin, you're such a silly Billy. It's not her responsible for it." Which, I mean, it's a cat statue. I mean, I feel like that's like I would also jump to say Catwoman was on that. So I don't think that was crazy for him to assume that. So later, it's really weird. So at some point, when Catwoman and Batgirl are fighting when they first meet, she calls her a mouse with wings. So the next day, Barbara Gordon, she's getting out of a gym class, and she sees a note on the bulletin board, and it's a note for the winged mouse. And I'm just like, Catwoman, how the ever loving fuck did you know that like Batgirl goes to that random gym unless somehow she just went to several community locations that had bulletin boards and put the same exact note, eh, hoping that she would somehow find said note. I don't know. It's really stupid, and it's really like there's suspension of disbelief, and there's okay, that's just bullshit that you're doing right there. That just is bullshit. So she meets Catwoman, and Catwoman's like, "Hey, the other night when we were fighting and whatnot, you were pretty impressive. So I think we should like team up to find out whoever took this jade statue." And then Batgirl, fucking idiot, her she's like, "Okay, now, but if you're lying to me, you gotta promise that I can take you in." I'm like, shut the fuck up. This isn't kindergarten. She's a villain. All right? Like, even if she is telling the truth and all, like, she's not gonna do any of that. Like, it's Catwoman. Stupid Batgirl. Um, so they go to a bar to look up, uh, like, I can't talk. They go to the bar to look for a man called the chemist who is a professional with uh, basically any kind of elemental mixture. So they're interrogating him, and he freaks out when he sees the acid, and he tries to make a breakthrough for it, and a huge brawl breaks out between Catwoman, uh, yeah, Catwoman, Batgirl, and then like all the other thugs and whatnot. So they then they then get out of the bar because the police come and they steal a bike, and then they make like this very ridiculous jump on a bridge that's not fully built yet. So here's one end of the bridge, here's another end of the bridge, perfectly parallel to each other. All right, and they had to have been like 30 feet apart. So Catwoman's driving, and she makes it like feet over the bridge, and I'm just like, that's not how physics work. If the bridge was just a smidge bit lower, just a smidge bit, I would have believed that. But it was shown, it was parallel together, and I'm like, okay, unless you were going like fucking 200 miles an hour or something ridiculous like that, I really doubt you would have made it. Like, and if they would have maybe popped a wheelie or something, I might have forgiven. It just looks stupid, honestly. I'm just gonna chalk that up to an animation error. But so yeah, they get away from the cops, and Batgirl's like, "Well, shit, that kind of led nowhere. We don't know where the acid producer is." He's like, "Well, yeah, but he kind of freaked out when I asked the question, so that in and of itself is proof that it's somebody that I know." And I'm like, Catwoman, is the scarecrow around? Because bitch, you are grasping at straws right there. I mean, turns out she was right, but like that was a fucking jump, and I'm not talking about the motorcycle jump. I mean, that was a huge jump in logic, mate. Like if I asked a question to a criminal and I asked him, "Hey, who's producing this acid?" and he starts freaking out, my thought would be, "Oh shit, this guy is working for the guy who's making the acid." That's where I would go to, not, "Oh, this guy is clearly a former enemy of mine." But it's Roland Daggett, the same guy that created Clayface, also the same guy that poisoned Catwoman in that one episode. So they go to the factory and they open up the safe. The cat's there, but it turns out it was a plot for Daggett to lure Catwoman there as like revenge. But I don't really get that because I don't know why he's after Catwoman, because like he poisoned her the one time, um, and she wasn't even like an intended target. It was just kind of a happen circumstance. So I'm just like, dude, why the fuck do you care about Catwoman? But I guess it makes sense because he stole the thing, so Catwoman would be framed. So they're looking for her instead of him. I guess that part makes sense. Um, so it's really annoying that they capture Catwoman and Batgirl, and they take them to these like big pits of acid, like kind of how the Joker fell in his pit of acid, like that. And then Batgirl's like, "Oh, what? So are you just gonna um, drop us into the like lower us into a rope into acid?" And he's like, "No, you superheroes are far too resourceful. I'm going to shoot you and then throw you into the acid." And I'm just like, shut the fuck up, just shoot him. Like you literally you had like five guys pointed guns on him earlier. You had enough time to tie them up properly. Just fucking bam bam. Like, why do the people in comics always have to overcomplicate everything? I get they have to because otherwise the plot would be fucking 5 episodes and then the end of the series would be, but still, oh, it makes me so mad. Like, I would rather the cliche villain thing instead of him trying to be like, "Oh, well, I'm actually going to be really smart about this, so I'm going to actually bring you to the acid, and I'm going to shoot you, and then dump you in." I'm just like, no, shut the fuck up, dude. Shut the fuck up. So they're about to be tossed in when Robin comes, and he explains, like, how he also has a chemist lab. Um, Oh, and also, I didn't explain this before. Bruce is out of the picture because he's at a European conference. So that's his excuse for not being in this episode. So a fight breaks out, and obviously Catwoman, Batgirl, and Robin are too much for them, and then it gets down to Nolan Daggett and Catwoman like beats him, and then is about to drop him into the acid, and he gets like stuck on a chain, and then Batgirl, she saves him, from dropping, and then Dick comes to help her pull him up. And meanwhile, at this time, Catwoman's making a getaway from them, but Batgirl does catch up to her and catches her. And Batgirl's like, "Oh, what if we just like team up and stuff?" And Batgirl's like, "Shut the fuck up! All right, just we're done here. You almost murdered a guy. You're getting on my nerves. Goodbye." So she then gets into a police automobile and drives like 50 feet before she kicks both of the cops out and takes their guns. And Robin, he's about to pursue her, and Batgirl like grabs him by the shoulder, and she's like, "No, Dick, no, Robin, we'll get another chance to take her down." And I'm like, what about right fucking now? He's got a motorcycle, he's got the Batmobile, he's got a whole arsenal of things, like, and he's fucking Robin. Like, I guarantee he could keep up with a like police vehicle, or better yet, call it in. Have one of the police officers walkie talkie. Hey, this is Officer so and so. Catwoman is in car number da 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 da. Get her ass. Like, why are we letting her go? Okay, just it's so annoying. But yeah, that's the end of the episode. So that was fun having Dream Batman and Bruce Wayne for a scene, I guess. And Robin was good as usual. Love Robin. Batgirl, I don't know. She just kind of pissed me off this episode. And Catwoman, I can't really stand Catwoman in all honesty. Um, but yeah, it's a fine episode, I guess. So rating wise, I think 5 through 7's out for me. It's not 1 or 2 because it's not dog shit. So I'm kind of teetering between 4 average and 3 a little below average. Uh, I think I'll do a 3, honestly. Like, it was fine ish. I just eh, good season finale. But next episode is going to be another movie, and I'm very excited for this one because it's one of my favorites. And yes, can't wait. So yeah, bye bye.